Makeup is essential for some professions, and in the entertainment industry, there are people we're so used to seeing with a full-on glam look that when they appear without even a touch of powder, they look like completely different people. Today, we're diving into celebrities who look unrecognizable without makeup. Before we get started, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! If you keep up with weird internet news, then you probably know who Belle Delphine is, the girl who basically created the e-girl aesthetic. Belle makes a fortune. Just to give you an idea, her OnlyFans alone brings in over $4 million per month. But that's not the only way the pink-haired internet star figured out how to cash in on teenagers going through puberty. She once sold her bath water. Yep, after soaking in a tub, Belle bottled up the water and sold it online for $30 a jar. That's over $160 per unit in today's money. The craziest part, she sold out in less than 2 days. But would she have been this internet sensation if people always saw her without makeup? I'm not so sure. Here's Belle in her natural state. No beauty products, no wig, just her bare face. Despite being almost 70, singer Cyndi Lauper always shows up on camera looking vibrant, rocking colorful hair, bold outfits, and everything you'd expect from an 80s icon. But what many people don't know is what she looks like without all that makeup and the magic touch of her glam team. This is Cyndi Lauper caught by paparazzi at an airport. Like, what? It's practically a different person. But here's the thing, Cyndi has been battling psoriasis for years. At first, she just had dry, irritated patches on her scalp and thought it was an allergic reaction to all the hair dye she's used over the years. But months later, she got the diagnosis. The inflammation and peeling spread across her face, neck, back, knees, and elbows. That's why she relies on makeup, because even with super expensive medication, there's no guarantee her skin will always look good for public appearances. If you notice, she's almost always wearing long sleeves too, which help cover up her condition. While most celebs try to look flawless every time they show up on social media, in interviews, or even just stepping outside, Doja Cat does the exact opposite. She loves going makeup free and doesn't hesitate to post barefaced selfies. And every time she does, the internet goes crazy because let's be real, she looks like a completely different person compared to her glammed up music video looks. Since she keeps things casual on her social media, Doja has posted tons of photos that most celebrities at her level, heck, even regular people, wouldn't dare put online. One of the most talked about moments was when she appeared on YouTuber James Charles's channel. In his videos, guests start off barefaced before he does their makeup, and when Doja appeared without a single drop of product, she just looked like an everyday woman. A far cry from the ultra glam artist who stuns the world with her, let's just say, spicy performances. Mila Kunis, the Ukrainian-born actress, became a global star after playing Lily in Black Swan. She wowed audiences with her performance and her beauty, but she also made headlines when she was spotted completely makeup-free while out on a casual morning walk. She looks so different from the polished version we see at award shows. But let's be fair, who actually wears makeup for a quick stroll in the morning? The buzz around her tired look at the time was likely just because people are so used to seeing actresses all glammed up. And this is exactly why we shouldn't use celebrities as beauty standards. Half the magic comes from their talented makeup artists. A lot of pop stars take on full-on characters when they hit the stage, making us forget that in real life, they don't always wear heavy makeup, colored contacts, wigs, or crazy outfits. Take Nicki Minaj for example. She always looks doll-like, with a bold and colorful style, and it's no secret she's had a few procedures done over the years. That's exactly why, when a makeup-free photo of her surfaces, people actually question if it's really Nicki Minaj. The difference between her showbiz version and her just out of the shower version is wild. People who think makeup is just about adding color are so wrong. A skilled makeup artist can make lips look fuller, noses look slimmer, and even create the illusion of completely different facial features. Makeup is powerful, and these celebs prove it. Tyra Banks is one of the most famous supermodels in the world, and easily one of the most successful in the United States. And because of her career, she's always been seen as flawless, like the definition of perfection. Besides being a model, she also became a reality TV host and talk show personality. But to break the whole perfect celebrity stereotype, Tyra herself has posted photos showing her natural face, dark circles and all. And honestly, the difference between TV Tyra and barefaced Tyra is wild. In one of her most recent no makeup posts, the 47-year-old former model showed off her completely natural face, gray hairs included, just to prove that aging comes for everyone, no matter how fat your bank account is. If you grew up in the 2000s, you probably know Selena Gomez, who's been in the spotlight since she was a kid, acting in TV shows and movies. But her real fame skyrocketed when she became a singer. She also made headlines for years because of her relationship with Justin Bieber, which was the celebrity romance of the time. And since their relationship had a lot of ups and downs, every time they broke up and she got photographed by the paparazzi, the media would say she looks devastated just because she wasn't all glammed up. But honestly, when she's without makeup, she just looks like a regular person, someone you'd pass by on the street and not even notice. But once the glam squad does their thing, that's when we see the superstar who took over the music industry with her heartbreaking lyrics. Adele has been one of the biggest names in music for years, and after her dramatic weight loss, she lost over 90 pounds. She looked completely unrecognizable. But even before that, she shocked her fans when she posted a completely makeup-free selfie on Instagram. In the post, Adele was apologizing for canceling a show, and since it was probably a last-minute decision, she didn't have time to do the whole glam transformation we're used to seeing from her. Another time she turned heads was when she was spotted casually walking into a bookstore in London, dressed down, with messy hair and completely barefaced. But hey, it was probably a Sunday morning, right? Nobody wants to do a full face just to step out for a coffee. From stripper to chart-topping rapper, Cardi B's rise to fame is nothing short of iconic. And let's be real, a huge chunk of her money goes into her looks, from designer outfits to the best makeup artists money can buy. After all, her image as a confident, glamorous powerhouse is a huge part of her brand. But back in 2019, fans got to see the real Cardi B when she was spotted barefaced while shopping in Miami. With a security guard by her side, she hit up the Louis Vuitton and Gucci stores. Because let's be honest, money is not an issue for the woman who keeps breaking records on the Billboard charts. And let's just say, she looked very different. Wearing a headscarf and zero foundation, she looked like a completely different person. Well, aside from the fact that she was out there dropping thousands of dollars in luxury stores, Instagram's golden girl, beauty mogul, billionaire, and marketing genius, Kylie Jenner has been called a lot of things over the years. But one of the rarest things finally happened. She was caught without makeup. Kylie was spotted at a gas station convenience store picking up some chips and yogurt. And of course, the paparazzi didn't miss their chance to snap the moment. I mean, Kylie Jenner running errands without even a little concealer? Unheard of. In the photo, she's wearing a casual outfit. Well, kind of. Her Amiri sweatpants alone cost $1,500, but you get the point. And honestly, I think this might have been a marketing move. If she looks this good without makeup, then obviously her brand's products work, right? Perfect way to convince fans to go buy them. But the wildest part, the photo actually made people mad. Some of her followers were upset, saying she was lying to them by looking too perfect in her posts. I mean, People really don't understand how Instagram works, huh? If you walked past this woman shopping for groceries, would you ask for an autograph? Because that's actually Julia Roberts. Yeah, the Oscar-winning legend, a face every movie fan in the world knows. Well, when she's wearing makeup, that is. A paparazzi snapped this pic of her running errands with a shopping list in hand, and apparently, even with a net worth of over 230 million euros, she's just like us hitting the supermarket herself instead of sending someone else. With a bare face, she's almost impossible to recognize. That's probably why she can get away with normal life stuff without being swarmed. But of course, once the photo hit the media, the haters came out. Some said she looked terrible and that's why she wasn't getting cast in movies anymore. And those words hurt. Julia said, "I'm a 57-year-old woman. I know who I am, but it still stung." People tend to post harsh comments thinking celebs will never see them, but guess what? They do. And those words can hit just like they would anyone else because they're human too. Jennifer Aniston, aka Hollywood's vampire, because seriously, this woman does not age. At 56, she looks pretty much the same as she did decades ago. Maybe even better now, honestly. But turns out, a lot of that timeless glow might come from the magic of makeup. This pic of her with no makeup was taken on set without her realizing it, and someone from the crew posted it online. It didn't take long to go viral. It blew up across gossip sites because, well, no one expected to see her like that. What do you think of Jen completely barefaced? Let us know in the comments. Here's Mary Jane herself, makeup free. Kirsten Dunst has always been a pro. At just 12 years old, she got a Golden Globe nomination for her role in Interview with the Vampire. With that much talent and a unique look, she landed tons of major roles. But during her Spider-Man days, producers gave her a hard time about her smile. One of them told her she should fix her teeth to play Mary Jane, but Kirsten wasn't having it. She said she liked her smile the way it was crooked and all. And despite not having that perfect Hollywood grin, she totally won people over, just as she was. Of course, she was wearing makeup in the movie. Without it, she definitely looks a bit different. This is Pamela Anderson, the 90s icon who turned heads for years and still does. Now 57, she's still stunning. But without makeup, she looks almost like a completely different person. She was spotted near her Malibu mansion, worth around $7 million, picking up coffee for her and her husband. Sure, she's still got it, but the difference between her casual street look and her red carpet appearance is pretty huge. Honestly, if I saw her walking down the street like that, I don't think I'd even realize it was her. Lady Gaga gave fans a serious shock when she posted a totally natural selfie. People are used to seeing her all glammed up in over-the-top outfits and bold makeup, so seeing her barefaced was a whole different experience. At 39, she wanted to show the world her real self. She's always been open about how much makeup means to her. As a teenager, she never felt pretty. While trying to build confidence inside and out, she found power in makeup. By experimenting with bold looks and dramatic styles, she eventually saw a superhero in the mirror, and that's when Lady Gaga was born. So in a way, makeup didn't just change her appearance, it gave her the courage to become the icon we know today. If you've never seen Gaga without makeup before, go ahead and hit that like button, and while you're at it, subscribe to do the whole thing. Back in 2009, rapper Flo Rida dropped a song called Right Round, and everyone was asking about the mysterious female voice in the chorus. That voice belonged to a then unknown singer named Kesha. Soon after, she dropped her own hit single TikTok, and no, we're not talking about the app. She quickly rose to fame with her edgy look, but what most people didn't know back then is that she was hiding something under all that foundation. Her face is covered in freckles. At the time, she felt self-conscious and always covered them up, but fast forward to today, and freckles are trendy. People even tattoo them on now. Kesha, she was born with them, and she's finally embracing them. Now, she proudly shows her natural face to fans, and honestly, she looks amazing. If you're scrolling through streaming services and spot a stunning woman who could pass for Beyonce, that might just be RuPaul. The world's most famous drag queen dominated the 90s and still reigns supreme today with her hit reality shows. She's the most successful drag queen ever and is known as the mother of all queens. But underneath all the glam and glitter, RuPaul's transformation is so powerful that many people don't even realize they're looking at the same person. Drag isn't just performance, it's art, and RuPaul is the master of it. RuPaul Andre Charles is the actor, singer, model, author, and director who brings the fabulous drag icon RuPaul to life on screen. But when the wigs and makeup come off, yeah, it's a whole different vibe. Rihanna, she's rich, runs one of the most successful makeup brands in history, and is now a proud mom of 2. So honestly, Rihanna isn't worried about what people think. She's living the dream, and every now and then she steps out fresh-faced and totally natural. That's her with zero glam, and yeah, she still looks gorgeous. A few years back, a photo of her without makeup started blowing up online, but turns out it was fake. Someone edited it to make her look less attractive, but in real life, even without makeup, Rihanna is stunning, and she doesn't need anyone's approval to prove it. Madonna's name is basically music royalty. She's 66 now and still going strong. What shocks most people though is how different her face looks without makeup compared to when she's all done up. Sure, no one rolls out of bed looking like a magazine cover, but the pop queen without lipstick or foundation looks like a totally different person. In a video where she talks about her beauty routine and skincare line, she looks flawless, like snow white porcelain with not a wrinkle in sight. Of course, cosmetic procedures and fillers have played a big part in reshaping her face over the years. But once the glam squad steps in, everything transforms. That said, she's still doing great for her age, don't you think? Katy Perry has fans all over the world. Even though her music videos and tours often look like a candy-colored wonderland, she's actually in her 40s and has been performing since she was a kid. Throughout her career, she's been known for looking like a real-life doll, but when she's spotted in her everyday life without makeup, it's a whole other story. It's kind of hard to believe it's the same person when you compare a full glam photo with one of her heading to bed barefaced. Interestingly, Katy actually enjoys doing her own makeup. She says when she handles it herself, she goes lighter and lets her skin breathe a bit more. Of course, she still calls in the pros when there's a deadline to meet and a stage waiting. Turns out she doesn't just make hits, she knows how to handle a makeup brush too. Gwyneth Paltrow, or Gwen as some call her, has racked up a bunch of awards, and she's best known to Marvel fans as Pepper Potts, Tony Stark's assistant turned wife. On the red carpet or in movies, she always looks flawless like she was airbrushed in real life, but let's be honest, no one looks like that 24/7. Off camera, you can definitely see signs of aging on her face, which is totally normal. But then she hits the dressing room and boom, she walks out looking 20 years younger. How does that even happen? In one candid photo snapped outside a hotel in New York, she looked like she'd just rolled out of bed for a quick errand. These are the kinds of photos that remind us celebs are real people. You wouldn't recognize her in that moment, and I'd bet most people wouldn't either. Jennifer Garner is known for starring in the movie 13 Going on 30, which probably still airs on TV every other weekend. She also played Elektra in Marvel's early days. She was once married to Ben Affleck, aka Batman, and they were considered one of Hollywood's favorite couples. She usually looks picture perfect wherever she goes. But fans sometimes forget that there's a very real, very normal version of her out there too. Without makeup, Jennifer looks way different from her red carpet self. And for those who say makeup hides your real features, in her case, it actually helps bring life to her face. Without it, she looks super pale, like she hasn't seen daylight in weeks, almost like a Twilight extra. And let's not forget the hair. Celebs always have perfect hair on screen and at events, but that's not how it works on a regular Tuesday morning. We've been seeing Miley Cyrus's face on screen since she was a kid, thanks to Hannah Montana and, later, all those wild MTV performances. Here she is with no makeup at all. She's still beautiful, but definitely a different look from her stage persona. Honestly, if you're not a diehard fan, you might walk right past her on the streets of LA without realizing who she is. But Miley doesn't care about being caught like that. And really, who wants to get all glammed up just to grab coffee? She's got the right idea. Courtney Love is a singer, actress, and author. She blew up in 1989 when she became the lead singer of Hole, and from there, she went global. Her look was unique pale skin, piercing eyes, and she had that rough beauty that caught the attention of rock legend Kurt Cobain. Their relationship turned her into even more of a cultural icon. By the 90s, she was everywhere. Teen rock fans had her posters on their walls, no doubt about it. But time marches on, and like many celebs, Courtney turned to makeup to keep up appearances. When she's all done up, you'd think she's in her 40s, tops. But in her day-to-day life, without all the glam, she looks like a completely different person. These are the pics of her just running errands, and honestly, she could walk right by you and you wouldn't even notice. But hey, maybe that's the best part. She gets to go about her life in peace without a crowd following her. Sharon freaking Stone, Hollywood royalty. She popped off in the 80s and became the poster girl for seductive cinema. You already know the scene, the leg cross. It's iconic, like cinema history level iconic. Even now, in her 60s, she's still killing it. Always polished, camera ready, glowing like she owns the red carpet. But catch her on a regular Tuesday without the glam squad? Bro, it's a different vibe. Some paparazzi snapped her on a chill day. No makeup, casual clothes, heading to the salon. And I'm not gonna lie, if she walked past me, I'd have no clue that was the Sharon Stone. She's 67 and without the Hollywood sparkle, she just looks like a normal person. Not that there's anything wrong with that. In fact, she clearly doesn't care. She's living her best life. But still, you can't deny, it's shocking how different she looks off duty. What's worse, people online started dragging her appearance like it was their job. Like, do people think celebs just roll out of bed in full glam? Be serious. You already know who it is. Queen Bee started out young, exploded with Destiny's Child, then took over the world solo. Now she's Beyonce, pop royalty, cultural icon, living legend, but even legends get days off. This pic of her went viral. She was on a boat, just chilling with the fam, no makeup, super laid back, and man, she looked regular, like really regular. And listen, it's not even shade. She's human, but because we're used to seeing her flawless 24/7, the barefaced look was low-key jarring. She looked tired, a little bored, just vibing. No glam squad, no lights, no action. If she walked past you in a mall like that, you'd keep scrolling, bro. But that's what makes her real. Even the baddest in the game look different when they're not performing for the camera. If you were alive in the 90s, you definitely know Alicia Silverstone. She was the teen it girl, the face of Aerosmith's music videos, remember those? She crushed like 3 in a row and got dubbed the Aerosmith girl. Then came Clueless. Boom. Instant stardom. She became every teen's fashion inspiration. Some folks also remember her as Batgirl in Batman and Robin. Although that one's kinda hit or miss these days, she's still acting, just not in big mainstream stuff. More indie, low-key roles. But let's talk looks. Without makeup, Alicia looks completely different than the 90s glam version we all remember. A few years back, she was spotted barefaced, walking her dog, looking chill, comfy, totally off duty, and guess what? The internet lost it. When you line that pic up with her movie scenes, it's wild how much difference a good glam team makes. And again, she's just being a normal person, but that contrast between Hollywood Alicia and real life Alicia is kinda insane. You might know her from that throwback comedy Beverly Hills Ninja, but Nicolette Sheridan has been around the Hollywood block. One of her biggest roles? Desperate Housewives, where she played this super glamorous, seductive character that everyone remembered. But after that show, she disappeared from the scene for almost a decade, and when she popped back up, let's just say, people were not ready. She looked older, duh, but also super casual. No makeup, no fancy hair, nothing. Some folks online started throwing shade, calling her messy or unrecognizable, but Nicolette clapped back hard. She told the press that people cared more about her looks than she ever did, and that she's not getting dolled up just to go for a stroll. Honestly, queen behavior. What do y'all think about her response to the haters? Now this one's legendary. Boy George, frontman of Culture Club, fashion icon, and one of the faces of the wild androgynous glam rock era. Back in the 80s, dude was out here with full face makeup, bold colors, wild hats, the works. He was only in his 20s, but already a cultural phenomenon. Flash forward to now, he's 63 and still dressing flashy, but he's definitely toned it down. And here's the kicker, without all the makeup, glitter, and over-the-top fits. He just looks like a regular uncle at a barbecue. Seriously, if he walked into a Walmart dressed down, nobody would bat an eye. Which honestly works in his favor. Wanna go incognito? Just leave the eyeliner at home, George. Christina Ricci blew up in the 90s after playing the one and only Wednesday Addams in the Addams Family movies. And let's be real, most of us can't unsee that pale face, dark eyes, and spooky attitude, so when fans saw her without makeup back then, people were kinda freaked out. Fast forward to now, she's 45 and back on our screens in Netflix's Wednesday series playing Miss Thornhill. And yep, once again, the internet was shook when she got snapped barefaced. No foundation, no eyeliner, just pure unfiltered Christina. And listen, some of those zoomed in paparazzi shots did her dirty. You catch anyone at the wrong angle and it's game over. After the photos blew up, Christina actually commented on it. She joked that, yeah, she wishes she still looked like she was in her 20s, but she's not out here delusional. She's cool with aging and keeping it real. Honestly, love that for her. Melanie Martinez hit the scene back in 2014 on The Voice, and even though she didn't win, she came out of that show with a cult following. Right after, she dove into music full time and built her whole brand around dramatic makeup, pastel wigs, and outfits straight out of a Tim Burton dream. So yeah, that became her image, and people kind of forgot what she looked like underneath it all. That's why when barefaced photos of Melanie started making the rounds online, people were stunned. At 29, she still looks super young. No wrinkles, baby skin, but without all the glam, she's barely recognizable. Like, it's giving new person unlocked energy. Some folks legit didn't believe it was her. That's how strong the transformation is. It's wild how much difference a bit of eyeliner, a wig, and a quirky outfit can make. Props to her glam team for the illusion work. Celine Dion is a straight up legend. Her voice, iconic. Her career, timeless. And don't even act like you've never screamed "My Heart Will Go On" from the top of your lungs at least once. That Titanic theme is burned into our souls. She's been in the spotlight forever, always showing up looking sleek, sharp, and expensive. But recently, she stepped out makeup free, and the internet lost it. Suddenly, people were questioning if she was okay, cause she looked way thinner than usual, and the bare face showed every little feature. Ears, nose, cheekbones, you name it. With no glam, everything just stood out more. Celine later cleared the air, saying she's fine. She's just lost a bit of weight in recent years. And honestly, fair. There comes a point where you're just tired of glamming up for every little public appearance. Still, without the makeup, the difference is serious. Renee Zellweger is one of those actresses who's got more awards than most people have socks. Golden Globes, Oscars. She's basically got a trophy room bigger than your living room. She kicked things off with a bang in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation back in '94, and from there, straight up Hollywood dominance. Whenever she hit the red carpet, she looked flawless. Designer dresses, glowing skin, perfect makeup, like you'd think she was AI generated. But the moment a barefaced Renee hit the streets, people did not hold back. Here's the thing though, I still think she looks good, just different. Aging's a part of life, and if she's not feeling the need to cake on the glam every day, good for her. And hey, what do you think? Still a queen or nah? If you know Kiss, then you know the face paint is everything. Their whole brand was rock, flames, and face art. And Ace Frehley, the lead guitarist, had this wild alien-inspired look that he never took off in public. For years, fans didn't even know what this man's actual face looked like, but on the rare occasions he showed up with zero makeup, yeah, nobody recognized him. Not even close. He could walk down the street and tell someone, "Hey, I'm the guitarist from Kiss," and they'd probably laugh and keep it moving. The difference between his onstage persona and his real-life self is just insane, and honestly, he kinda looks cooler with the face paint. No shade, just facts. Some people are built for the stage life, and Ace is definitely one of them, and that's a wrap. Thanks for hanging out till the end. If you had fun, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment on which celeb surprised you the most. Till next time, peace out.